It's the week of the Bitcoin conference, and right now as we start this week, BTC price setting up to make a run for $70,000 and beyond. We're going to break down the technicals when it comes to these charts, what to expect, not just with Bitcoin, but also with crypto in general. Hit the subscribe, hit the like on the way in, and let's just jump into the video. Before we even talk about charts, I want to just go over a couple of things because things are lining up crazy. Put aside all of the things that we discuss from a macroeconomic standpoint or even a political standpoint, really, and what's happening with Congress, the SEC losing. Put aside all of these things, bullish momentum in those things. The world's largest Bitcoin conference is only 4 days away. Now, here's where things get exciting. The leading presidential candidate, Donald Trump, speaking, and just a few words from him. Check him out in relation to crypto.
I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody.
That is the kind of presidential leadership we could really use when it relates to crypto. And it would be absolutely game-changing to bring crypto, especially someone like Trump, to bring crypto and create United States of America really as the kind of crypto capital of the world. So he'll be speaking at the Bitcoin conference. That's this week. I'm seeing this all over my X. I don't know if this is real or what. Rumor circulating that Donald Trump is considering pro-Bitcoin CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, for Treasurer Secretary. Donald Trump considering pro. So it's just all over X right now. So I guess this is maybe breaking news today. I can't confirm for sure. I don't know where the source is coming from, but that's insane news. And then we have this, and this is just all leading into this week, right? And this plays into charts. Elon Musk changed his profile pic to laser eyes. CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, the Bitcoin conference guy, says, "Are you ready?" If this means what I think it does, then this week is about to get even wilder. What does that mean? And I don't know. This is the Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know if he's kind of hinting or guessing or being curious. I mean, is Elon Musk going to be at the Bitcoin conference? Is that what's going on here? Or is it just because it's Bitcoin conference week? What's Elon doing? But do you see the bullish momentum right now? It's insane when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto. So as I always say, here's a Bitcoin chart zoomed out on the monthly. Whether you hold Bitcoin or you're more interested in a chart like this, which is the total crypto market cap chart, because you own altcoins, doesn't matter. This video and really the technical analysis stemming from Bitcoin, it really translates onto this chart, the total crypto market cap. It translates into altcoins. Oftentimes altcoins, if Bitcoin's going to make a move to the upside, oftentimes altcoins will outperform. And this is a season that we might be getting close to. Now that August is here, where we actually see this chart, the Bitcoin dominance chart, maybe start falling. And I'm not saying right now, but I'm saying we might be getting close. And this is the green rectangle we've had on this chart for quite some time. You see it over here. Speculating when altcoin season might be, August, September, October, somewhere over there. Maybe Bitcoin has a little room to the upside, right? Lower high Fibonacci right around here. Makes sense comparative to previous cycles. And then altcoin season just months after the Bitcoin halving in previous cycles. And we could be getting very close to this happening. So going to keep an eye on that. But let's look at the charts in terms of Bitcoin and talk about what's going on. Want to start on the weekly with just a major reminder. Let's go back a bunch of cycles ago. This is the 2012 Bitcoin halving. You can see Bitcoin price, all-time high, topped out 392 days after the Bitcoin halving. 2016 halving, Bitcoin topped out 518 days. Look at that bull market. After the 2016 halving, 2020 halving, the last bull cycle, Bitcoin topped out 560 days after the Bitcoin halving. We are currently only 91 days after the Bitcoin halving. When it comes to cycles, and this is what I do all the time, I track the macro, I track the cycles of Bitcoin. It revolves around these 4-year halvings. There's a lot of data involved there when it comes to charts as well, and even on-chain metrics. But this is how early we are this cycle, 91 days. I get people might get frustrated when we're back here, still months away from the halving, or we're entering the bottom of the bear market. And I'm always just like, we're setting up the Launchpad, and I could be talking about Launchpad for a year. People get frustrated with that, but if you just zoom out on the chart, this is why. This is what a Launchpad looks like on the macro to me. And even now, it seems like it's on the Launchpad. I always say, and I shouldn't have said expect. I use that word expect, what we can expect this week. What we could anticipate this week is what I should have said, how I should have opened it. But there's no guarantees we're going to get the move we all want just yet. But I want to dig into kind of the zoomed in and just talk about what's setting up at least on the daily chart. Before I do, just as a reminder, I like to just kind of re-talk about these things because they're important, I think, macro indicators. The last bull market high to bear market low, that bull market door area, that green channel, Bitcoin for the first time broke through the bull market doors. We revisited the support, and right now we're just a couple weeks bouncing off of that support, and we are about to close. This is a big one. This might be in the thumbnail of the video because this is a huge indicator. Bitcoin getting back above this 20-week moving average and closing back above the 20-week moving average is exactly what we want to see to kind of squash those, man, that was it. This was it right here. Bitcoin's going into a bear market or something. This is a really good indicator. If we get another green weekly candle, even better, get some separation from that 20-week moving average. The reason I say that is just because the end of bull markets, like the last one, for instance, you see Bitcoin falling through that area and failing really to get back above. In a bull market, we see Bitcoin really getting separation, especially right after the Bitcoin halving, above the 20-week moving average. That could be an environment we're getting ready to enter. And look, even a couple cycles ago, here it is breaking below the 20-week moving average and then failing to get back above it and just continually lower lows, lower highs below the 20-week moving average back there. So last cycle failure, that was a bull market top, or 2 cycles ago failure, and then last cycle failure, that was a bull market top. Now we want to see kind of this right after the Bitcoin halving, this move where Bitcoin just gets separation back above the 20-week moving average. Let's dig into the daily chart, try and get some hints of what's going on. So there is the bull market door area you can see bouncing off of on the daily. It actually put in on this chart, this lower low, right? So we kind of have this channel now, these lower lows, lower trend line, and even lower highs in the upper trend line. We have this channel. The next move, if Bitcoin can escape short-term resistance, was what I want to talk about in this video. If it can escape that in the very short term, the next move really is the upper trend line. It's around $70,000 to $71,000. It might be a good idea to anticipate some resistance. If Bitcoin starts moving 68, 69, people start being like, 70,000, let's go. And then boom, there's resistance. This is a lower high type of area right in that general area for Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin makes a move there, and then we're coming back down, getting faked out again. Maybe we need to test some moving averages. The 200 is down there around 60. So there's a very good possibility Bitcoin could make a move to 70, 71, and then actually just start falling back down to meet moving averages, whether it's the 50 moving average right now is around 63 some $1,000, the 20-week moving average around 61,000, and then right around 60,000 is a 200. It's not unusual for Bitcoin to make a move upside, and then boom, right? And then catch these moving average for support, and then continue again, making us wait. That happens. However, let's discuss. First off, if Bitcoin can break this short-term resistance, and what it is the last upper trend line touch to the lower trend line touch, right there, it's a Fibonacci. And right now, it's just a lower high Fibonacci. So if you picture this like a bull market, right? Like this is a monthly chart or something. Here's a bull market high. And then this is what the bear market looks like. This is like our bull market doors. Exactly like it, right? Bull market doors is like on the macro, on the monthly chart. We're entering the bull market doors. That's what we want to see. Well, now we're on a daily chart and we have a very similar Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci and these lower high resistance levels can be used across every chart. And on the daily, Bitcoin is currently testing the 786 line of this Fibonacci. It's right around where Bitcoin is right now, just under 68,000. Let's just call it 68,000. On the daily chart, can Bitcoin escape this Fibonacci? And this is why, to me, the next target is the upper trend line here. But even in the very short term, I could upload this video, the hours ahead. If I change this real quick just so that you can see what this looks like, let's say on an hourly, what if Bitcoin fails in this green range, right? And actually just starts coming down. Oftentimes we see Bitcoin fail to break out of a Fibonacci. I shouldn't say oftentimes, right? I don't know exactly how many times, but this Fibonacci is resistance. This means the bullish confirmation is for Bitcoin to break out of it. So it would be, I would say, fair to say that's a tough move for Bitcoin. You can actually even see on the hourly, there's an hourly wick right there. Can Bitcoin do it on the very short term? That's probably the first thing I'm watching. And right now, that would be like a little mini breakout. There's that upper trend line. We're on an hourly chart, but there's that yellow upper trend line we were just discussing. And for Bitcoin to make that move, it's only like a 4.5% move to $70,000. That could happen very quickly. So on the short term, I'm watching Bitcoin can escape this green area, the Fibonacci, and make that move to the upper trend line, that yellow line. And if we go back to the daily, to the downside, what I will be watching if Bitcoin fails to make any move. Like I upload this video, nothing's happening. If Bitcoin fails to make any move, then I'll be checking mainly the 50-day moving average. Always looking for that. We broke above all of the moving averages. For me, it's always wondering if Bitcoin consolidates, starts falling a little, what happens above those moving averages now? In a bullish environment, we want to see Bitcoin above the 20 and the 50. There's the 20 in green, there's the 50. And ultimately, we want to see the 20 get back above the 50. We want a move like this. Even if that means Bitcoin comes down, tests those areas, and then boom, that's the environment we want to see. The flip of the moving averages and Bitcoin putting in higher highs, higher lows. It might take a couple weeks, might take a week. It might happen tonight where Bitcoin makes the move. But that's what I'm anticipating. Can we see support in this general area, the 50 moving average, if Bitcoin's dipping? 50 moving average currently around 63 to 64,000. So leaving room for a dip, but truly, really want to see the breakout. And the environment for this week for the breakout, and by the way, target to the upside out of this channel, $90,000 just about. So what a great week. What a great setup for Bitcoin to make a powerful move. Who knows what kind of news might come out this week, but we'll be keeping an eye on it. We'll be keeping an eye on crypto charts in general. So hit the subscribe, hit the like. I appreciate you cruising through. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.